NFL, favorite lasagna, it doesn't really matter. We'll answer the questions. We're also going to be showing you screenshots as they come in. Again, a reminder to everybody in the MBL who is drafted tonight, send your screenshots. Screenshots. I harp on you, screenshots. Not cell phone pics. Screenshots. We need the first page. We need the ratings page as well. So 2 pictures. Send that to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. I'll be watching the email. Bomber will be watching the email. Let's get this bad boy underway. And, Bomber, we don't really do the full pick-by-pick analysis like we've done in the past, but boy, this San Francisco 49ers team is at the top again. We got 2 winless teams at the beginning of the draft. Something we really haven't had a whole lot in the MBL. The 49ers always hyping up their choices. You've got to think they're going quarterback. My question is, though, if DB does go quarterback, how many wins does that get him?
I don't know in the first year. Bauman is obviously the #1 selection that everyone thinks he's going to go with out of the University of Texas. You expect to see his name called here in just a minute. I'm excited to see where he goes actually myself. But I don't know how many wins it translates to year 1, but it will translate to a week 1 starter. If that makes any consolation prize to you, you will see this guy on the field, MBL season 37, week 1.
DB making everybody wait a little bit. It's the most excited anyone has ever been for a Darth Ben selection. Of anything, period.
And he's going to milk it till the end. This is a winless team trying to get it done. We saw some big moves by the counterpart winless team in the AFC. We call him Darth Ben. AFC, I don't know. I got to come up with a better nickname.
I didn't like that on the fly nickname. Think about it. Come back to me at the end of the broadcast.
Okay. It's something, I think the Spider-Man give where they're pointing at each other, but the Darth Ben of the AFC had made some moves.
Letting it go to the CPU is what Darth Knight says.
Yeah, you look at Darth Ben AFC, which would be pricey. He made some big splash with Baker Mayfield and stuff like that. We're going to talk about him with the 2nd pick in the MBL season 37 rookie draft. A little bit more exciting stuff going on over there because he's not going to be taking a quarterback. Right here, we kind of know how this is going to play out.
Mr. Ellsworth, 27, join us in the chat, says, what is your favorite team? Mine is the Raiders. If you like the Raiders, they're coming up with, they got the 3rd pick. They've actually got multiple picks as they finally take B.J. Bauman out of Texas. My favorite team is, I'm a Browns fan. My favorite NBL team, of course, is the Falcons, although sometimes it is my most hated team.
And your tax write-off is the Detroit Lions like mine, right?
100%, absolutely. every NBL championship for the Lions, I get a write-off. As we already see the Bills taking the outside linebacker Trey Krenzel. This was a spot we thought they might be going quarterback, but Bomber, why don't you let everybody know on what happened in free agency during our free agent special with the Buffalo Bills and Baker Mayfield?
So what happened to the Buffalo Bills a couple seasons ago was the MBL season 35 rookie draft. They drafted George Romero, the lefty, strong arm, 99 throw power. Didn't work out for them. They said they were done drafting quarterbacks in the draft. They traded last season for Derek Flynn from the Cincinnati Bengals. And then this offseason, who pops out there? Baker Mayfield. They signed him to a huge deal worth over $200 million on a 6-year contract. He's been a phenomenal player for the Cleveland Browns, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Let's see if he can bring some of that luck, and maybe they can win a game or 2 next season. But yeah, that changed the direction of this team. They said they weren't drafting a quarterback as it was, but now they got Baker. It reassured that, and they decided not to go quarterback now at number 2.
We've already seen 3 picks down here at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got to be another destination we think for a quarterback as they go with Thomas Cook out of Auburn. So 7 first-round graded quarterbacks, Bomber. We've seen 2 go already. Washington, not on that list. They have Allen Richardson. They like him. But as you get to going forward, where do you see quarterbacks going? We got Green Bay, Philly, Atlanta, Cleveland, and Denver. Where do you see quarterbacks going here in the top 10?
All right, let me take a look here. I got to actually turn around. I don't want my mic to cut off here. Green Bay, obviously Carson Wentz, that's a no. Atlanta Falcons, I'd say yes, they're going to go quarterback. Philadelphia Eagles, that's a no. We saw Cantaloupe go last year, and he's been phenomenal. The lefty, they got a little JUI, so he got the speed to make it happen on the outside. They got a quarterback. They're set. And then we're talking Cleveland Browns.
Nope.
I don't think they're going to go quarterback either.
Denver
has Andrew Luck. I would be surprised if they go quarterback. I think they're more invested on the defensive side of the ball.
What about that Indianapolis Colts team? They had a
so
little bit of a
Indianapolis
free
Colts,
thing.
they 100% need a quarterback. They released Russell Wilson. They got into the Baker Mayfield sweepstakes only to realize, sir, your credit score does not does not meet the criteria to be in the Baker Mayfield sweepstakes.
Hey man, I can give you this watch I got. I got a car out back.
It was a red party event. And he thought he didn't need the VIP access to be at the event because, hey, I got an open spot and I'm the Indianapolis Colts. And they said, hold on, we don't care who you are. We need to see that that invite. It didn't happen, so the Colts were left out kind of in the rain there, and they're definitely going to go quarterback. And who's after them?
Cowboys.
As I think OSU's on the clock right now. We'll
I
continue
am.
to talk here.
Yeah, I turned off my screen, so can't even see my grid.
And you got Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Carolina Panthers. I don't see Jacksonville or Carolina going quarterback. I think the Dallas Cowboys moved up to 12. I expect them to go quarterback. So I think a lot of quarterbacks off the board. I think this is going to put us at 5 quarterbacks by pick 14, which leaves 2 still on the board for anybody to snag in the later, mid to late first round.
There are a lot of quarterbacks here.
As a linebacker that was projected to go number 2 overall, Nate Nickerson, he went to the Philadelphia Eagles right now, 80 overall pick. I like the pick from October. Shout out to him. That was a very nice pick at middle linebacker. Going to solidify some of that defense in the middle of the field for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Who should I?
Let me take a look at the chat real quick right now. OSU, I think he's picking or something.
There are a couple quarterbacks to sort of look through.
He's still on the clock looking. 43 viewers right now watching. T-Jack's killing, Rusta Busta, Cougs, Lil Fish, Redemption 97X, Pricey, what's going on? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Anybody draft a bust yet? Let me know. Lil Fish drafted a lineman's got to protect Richie. That's what he's saying right now. I completely agree with that sentiment. And boys got the picks up, or this a snooze fest. No, we're gonna get some picks up here in a second.
There we go. I picked. I'm in. We good.
Oh, nice last name on that quarterback, Milhauser.
Milhauser. It felt like an Atlanta name.
Was he the? Wasn't he? That's almost Milhouse from The Simpsons.
Yeah, and I feel close to Milhouse.
A nice little stash he's got there too. He kind of looking like that quarterback one and only had when he had the Atlanta Falcons. You remember that way back when? Let's see if your memory bank is any.
Oh God.
Do you remember? I don't know his name either. I'm just saying, do you remember him? Lip
I
might
remember
know his
watching.
name actually.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him. I can't remember his name, but I can picture him. Yeah, with the one and only Falcons.
Guy looks kind of good. I like him with the looks kind of nice. Pause with the thing around his with his eye. Throw power 86, not the greatest. Slow dev. Accuracy's pretty good.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. 79 speed, 81 excel, 79 agility. He got some moves.
Yeah, he plays. Milhauser is the selection for the Atlanta Falcons. You see him live right there. What is his development? Normal?
Quick dev.
Oh, quick dev. So what is the, which isn't bad. What is the normal then? What are the hands like? I see his hands crossed. I thought that was normal.
No, normal is just hands by your side. Darth Ben sends in a screenshot, and his subject line is first overall pick is trash.
It looks like a bus went number 1. What was the guy's name that he took?
B.J. Bauman.
And that was the guy, believe it or not, I heard from the Pittsburgh Steelers owner a couple days ago. That was the guy he wanted. He was pretty sure the Niners were going to take him. Maybe he's a little lucky that it didn't go in that direction for him.
Let's take a look at him, why don't we? B.J. Bauman. First overall pick going to the San Francisco 49ers. 90 throw power, 77 deep, 85 mid, 91 short. This guy, he's not bad. He's not horrible. 78 overall. He's got that quick dev.
What was his throw power?
90.
Yeah, it's not bad. I know his throw power is, I mean, if you have a guy with high throw, there's high ones, it's just all over the board. I played with Phillip Rivers, 86 throw power. Wasn't that big of a deal for me. If you have the accuracies, you can get the ball down the field accurately. It kind of can make up for the lack that you have driving the ball.
I think so much of quarterbacks is just development. It's just development is what it all comes down to.
Once you get over 90s, I mean, Phillip Rivers was B's across the board. And, I mean, he was pretty accurate. He wasn't bad. But he also couldn't move either. I mean, if he can move and throw, that definitely changes a lot, too. It makes it a little bit nicer having a lower throw power quarterback.
B.J. Bauman. We got more screenshots coming in, guys. This is sent in from our entire team here at the MBL. Send in after every pick in maddenbomberleague@gmail.com if you have a screenshot. Send that in. As I think I've got another one in here. Let's see what we got. Just waiting on the Broncos at pick number 10. And we do have another pick. This is Thomas Cook, taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers at pick number 4, the second quarterback off the board. 92 throw power, 78 deep, 85 mid, 89 short. Cook, 82 throw on the one run, 82 play action, 82 throw under pressure. I think this is going to be a guy who's moving a whole lot. Pittsburgh struggled last year, but starting to put some pieces together. I think Thomas Cook is going to be a nice part of that one. TJX says, unless you got an A throw power, 4.5 QB with B plus throw stats, you don't take a QB at 1. Unless you really need one. I think that's the short answer. As, by the way, off the board here at pick number 12, or pick number 11, Andrew McBride, quarterback. And then pick number 12, the Dallas Cowboys go quarterback as well. We know there's been a lot of talk about Dak Prescott, how long Prescott would be at the helm in Dallas. That contract starting to get pretty big. So Z-Star looking to the future. Let's see, get some more screenshots coming in. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us for the MBL Season 37 Rookie Draft. Looks like we got some of the first 5 picks in, and actually some of those that weren't quarterbacks. As we got Howard Long at right end going to the Oakland Raiders. Defensive end, like the speed numbers, 82 speed, 84 excel, but he's got 85 power moves as well. So this is a relatively quick guy on the edge with some strength, 82 overall. Gotta love seeing that from a defensive end as, the Oakland Raiders. 78 agility, look to get that up probably, but overall, Oakland's got to be happy. They're trying to set a defense that's going to be, it's going to help out their offense, which has struggled at times. As let's go to pick number 5, which was the Washington Redskins. They go with left tackle Barry Stone. Stone, 93 strength, 83 run block, 84 pass block, a power blocker for sure. He's got that 87. Or actually, he's an agile blocker. He's got 84 run block finesse, 87 pass block finesse, but 93 strength. Don't know what his speeds are. Maybe Nemo can fill us in on that one. What his speed is at left tackle. That one's such an important position to have some speed to deal with. The speedy pass rusher is going to deal with. As Green Bay had a second pick. Here we go at pick number 16, Bennett Jacquet. Or Jacket, if you are a horrible American with horrible pronunciation. Strong safety going to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks trying to get that no-fly zone back. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Shank says 76 shed ain't bad for a star dev rookie. Steel Ball Run saying that's a solid, strong safety. Nemo saying best offensive tackle so far. Happy with my choice. Everybody's saying bye to Dakota in the chat. Oh, Dak Prescott. Dakota is gone in Dallas as we're moving through the first round. Again, we'll stay with you for about an hour or so. As a big shout out to Under Oath with the Twitch Prime sub. Name saying BJ is the future, which was my motto in high school, actually. Oddly enough. As we are at pick number 17, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens had a lot of moves in the offseason. They signed, I think it was 3 wide receivers in free agency. Now they go with the cornerback Jeremy McCleon out of Ohio State. Showing up that defense. Baltimore trying to trade one of their young wide receivers, Nate Logan. Now trying to shore up that defensive side of the ball in a division with some high-powered offenses. We've already seen Pittsburgh with a top-notch quarterback they just drafted. We know how good Bananas and the Cleveland Browns are offensively, especially though no Baker Mayfield anymore. So it'll be interesting to see how that Baltimore Ravens team deal. And of course, let's not forget about the best team in the league, of course, Team Eric G, the Cincinnati Bengals, the division champ with Luke Poe. A lot of defense there, a lot of offense that's going to need some stopping, especially in the passing game. So that cornerback, a nice pick. I think that's the first wide receiver. This is not a deep draft wide receiver wise. As the New Orleans Saints go with halfback in the first round, they hit 75 overall. And you got to think that's a reach. Remember, guys, send in your screenshots, MaddenBomberLeague@gmail.com. Appreciate everybody who already has. So we are working our way through the first couple rounds here of the Season 37 MBL Rookie Draft. Make sure you also get your questions in the chat. Shank says, I would do grid, I just hate GroupMe. Discord is nice, using it for another league. Here's the thing, if GroupMe is the thing that keeps you away from the MBL, trust me, you can deal with it. Nobody really likes GroupMe, let's be honest, but it's well worth the working through the GroupMe issues. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We got some stuff coming up next Sunday. We're gonna have the the premiere of Building the Franchise Carolina Panthers. That's gonna be over on YouTube, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. We're gonna have our MBL season preview show. That's gonna be Tuesday night right here, twitch.tv/MBL Network, hosted by yours truly. Going through all the season previews. Our Bleacher Report team does such a great job of predicting each and every division. We'll go through all of them. I'll give my thoughts. Bomber may be in on it. Who knows? But that's going to be a lot of fun. We tried that out last year. It was a lot of interesting picks by the Bleacher Report team. I think what we should do is do a season preview look back, maybe at the end of every year. Just throw up the predictions from our Bleacher Report team, and just take a look at how the predictions went, how my predictions went. This year, I predicted the New York Giants would be in the Super Bowl. I predicted them against the Cleveland Browns, who didn't even make the playoffs, but I got the Giants there.
Hey, that's a good guess. I mean, the New York Giants are in a division that's very, very tough. So they got to beat out the division rival, which is the Dallas Cowboys. Then they have to come in and beat some tough teams in the NFC. They did that. Went to the championship game, played against those Miami Dolphins, and looked great. I mean, how great does Saquon Barkley look? And they did it all with Josh Allen. So this might be a repeat team we might be looking at here in the New York Giants. Brought in Jarvis Landry this offseason as well to pair next to Odell Beckham with Evan Ingram. Okay, that's a good-looking team.
Here's all I'm saying. We had the first 5 picks. By the way, the Jets missed their pick. Oh, they don't have a first-round pick. That's all coming back to me. We've had the first 5 picks all send in delightful screenshots, and then I just got the 16th pick. Come on.
What team was the 16th pick?
That's old Darce Knight.
Did he mess it up or something, or you just mean that we haven't?
No, I just mean that nobody is sending anything from
gotcha.
6 to 15.
Any busts so far? Any good picks so far that I missed?
No, this is literally the first screenshot I've gotten in 5 minutes. You left and I got no screenshots. I had nothing to talk about. I just stared into the camera and just looked into everybody's soul out there.
Well, I heard somebody bring up GroupMe.
Oh yeah, Shanks in the chat was saying I joined Grid, but I can't do GroupMe. Discord is better. And
Yeah.
Just look past GroupMe.
I mean, we just got other avenues of. I mean, we're here talking, right? And we have emotes on here. We do a lot of talking on here, believe it or not, in Twitch as well. So we got Twitch, we have YouTube live streaming, we have Twitter, we have just a bunch of different outlets. If our only outlet was GroupMe, and that was the only place in which we did anything, Discord would probably make a lot more sense. We've been in GroupMe for a long time now. It does what we need it to do. Very basic, very easy to understand, very simple.
Let's take a look at us. We finally got some screenshots. And speaking of that 16th pick, let's see what Darce Knight got in Bennett Jacquet, the jacket, who's looking to cover up everybody on the backside of that defense. Strong safety, 85 speed, 86 zone coverage, 89 excel. And he's star dev. And Bomber, you and I, we've talked about safeties a lot. 85 speed, does that concern you at all on the back end of the defense, or is that only a concern when you're looking at cornerbacks matching up?
Yeah, not me. I really think 85 speed for a safety. I mean, a rookie, obviously not where you want it to be if you wanted to be closer to 90s, because obviously that's faster and it can help you more. But I mean, I just played with for 2 seasons. I played with Malcolm Jenkins, who was 83 speed, went down to 82 speed as well. His zone coverage was about 86. So what this guy kind of is right out of the box. So 85 speed, I'm not too concerned. I would like to see is his agility. Acceleration being 89 is good. That's what Malcolm Jenkins was, 83 speed, 89 excel. I see his hit powers at 85, which is really good. Star depth, he's going to be able to get him up over 90 fairly quickly. I like this player. Bennett Jacquet is looking like a star player. I like what I see. If I'm the Seattle Seahawks, yeah, it's not 90, but I mean, at this point, beggars can't be choosers, and you get a star development guy, which means you're going to be able to boost him up fairly quickly. I like what I see there in the speed excel. I like to see his agility. I hope his agility is somewhere 85, 86, 84 to 86, and I'm okay with it. I didn't get a chance to see his height either. Did he send that on the page?
He did. Jacquet is He's 6 foot 203. 21 years old.
Yeah,
Ooh,
21
years old is also really nice.
6. I thought you were saying 6'2".
No,
6 foot flat,
203 pounds.
Yeah, he's still going to be good. The star's still great. I would have liked to see him be at 6'2", 6'3". That would have definitely made me go, well, the speed is less important now. You got a bigger guy,
to the
longer
MBL
stride, good hit power. But yeah, 6 foot 203. That's not bad. And then the star definitely worth a first round grade. I like what I see there.
You also got to like his. You like that 72 play rec, 72 awareness. That's pretty good.
Right out the gate. Oh,
That's
yeah. Because you know what it could be, OSU. It could be 61. And it'll take you half a season at star, maybe to a season. Because awareness doesn't always pop up as quickly as we'd think. Sometimes it's a +3. Sometimes it doesn't show up at all. With the star dev, he's definitely going to get a lot more as long as he's game prepping with that skill position. I mean, that group, that position group that he's with, safety. He's going to have an opportunity to get, what, you see 5 or 6 of those bonuses just in boosts in one season, every season.
By the way,
so
leave it to the Chargers to pick a 74 overall wide receiver because I assume he's fast. Come on, Rusta. Let's take a look at the quarterback that is not Baker Mayfield, but will be leading the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew McBride, who I was actually back and forth between. 90 throw power, 74 deep back, 79 mid, 80 short, 74 awareness. He's got 91 break sack. This guy is a scrambler. This guy is going to be running all over the place in Indianapolis. 77 overall. Let me look at his other pictures.
What was his throw power?
90 throw power.
That's not bad.
6'2", 215 pounds out of Oklahoma. Quick dev.
What was the height on your quarterback?
I can tell you. 84 speed, 88 excel, 88 agility, by the way, at a quarterback
That's
position.
good. That's about similar to what they gave Baker Mayfield was. Shout out to Baker. Oh, turning the knife a little bit, I guess. At this point.
Sick burn. You got him there. Let me look at...
I mean, Russell Wilson was 86 speed, 88 excel.
Brian
I'm pretty sure.
Milhauser, 6'2", 213.
A lot of 6'2 quarterbacks coming out. Not as small as Russell. Obviously, Russell's 5'11", I think. So definitely a smaller quarterback. Going to give you a better trajectory at 6'2". Speed a little bit lower than Russell Wilson. Obviously, the attributes much lower as far as short, medium, and deep. Just so you got to hope he's not a lefty at this point right now. If you're double
I didn't
A.
even think about that. Oh, no!
Milhauser does sound like a lefty name.
He does! Oh, God! By the way, Andrew McBride, 96 injury. I don't know if that matters anymore, but he's not Josh Allen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who got that?
That's Double A's quarterback. He's got 96.
Yeah, I'm
injury.
past the Josh Allen thing. I mean, he
Well,
left
that's
my
because
team,
he's back in.
and now we brought him. He's a backup now. He solidified himself as a Super Bowl champion backup quarterback. If all goes well, he'll never play a snap under center for the Detroit Lions, but he will be there for 4 years. It's just a little penalty. Just a little penalty for all the injuries.
A little
Good,
ding.
solid backup.
More screenshots coming in, guys. Appreciate everyone sending the minutes. We're almost at the end of the first round. And by the way, this is the third pick for the 49ers. Went quarterback at 1, went halfback with their second pick. I think this is where, Jeremy McCleon, the cornerback the Baltimore Ravens selected. 89 speed, 90 excel, 98 agility out of the box. 81
That's a
man
cornerback?
coverage. That's a cornerback.
Say his speed to excel again.
89-90.
So the agility, that might be a slot corner right there.
It's a good slot corner, too.
I mean, he's going to move. He's going to be able to turn his hips. Obviously, not
he
the
is a
end-to-end
slot
speed
corner,
that you
by
want.
the way. He's slot corner archetype, 6'1".
Yeah, that's a perfect,
186
beautiful
quick
job
depth.
there by Madden. We're talking a first-round grade. That's exactly kind of the attributes I expect from a slot corner. Somebody that has the ability to move their hips, make a play,
Welcome
to the slant, any inward breaking routes, quick routes, the corner routes. He's going to be able to break out on them nicely. Got good man coverage, and maybe not the end-to-end speed that you can put him outside and feel comfortable with him because just that go route. You can't have him easy give up a layup over the top, but I like to see that. That's a very good pick. And that was from the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, that's for the Baltimore Ravens. In
Very
that
nice.
division with Luke Poe, with the Cleveland Browns, whoever's starting in Cleveland now, and with the Pittsburgh Steelers with their new quarterback. They really needed defensive help on the secondary.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Zach, old Z-Star, the next Joe Watson is what he sent me.
Yeah, he was telling me that yesterday, but that's already been his he's kind of been pushing that narrative. A Bleacher Report, I'd like you just to let it play out first. I don't want to call anybody the next Joe Watson. Joe Watson was a back-to-back Super Bowl champion for the Cleveland Browns, who had a phenomenal defense built up at the time he came in there. He was a great player who also had great pieces. I think he had a much better wide receiver core. I mean, we're talking outside Zach DeManch, a phenomenal wide receiver. I don't think they have that. I actually know they don't have that in Dallas right now. They don't have a top 12 wide receiver pick just yet, but I understand what he's thinking. If I can get a rookie now, I don't have to just play 2 seasons. I might get 4 seasons out of him. That's a big deal for Z-Star because, he had such success with Watson, and they need something to kind of, maybe change the narrative here as the last 2 seasons came up short a little bit in Dallas.
Looking at more screenshots here throughout the season 37. It's still weird to say. As the New York Giants, by the way, took Graham Foote, the last of the first-round quarterbacks off the board with the final pick of the first round as we head into the second round. Let's take a look at the next Joe Watson, Parker Sheffield. He's a quick dev quarterback. 89 throw power, 74 deep, 81 mid, 84 short, 76 awareness, nice number out of the box, 90 break sack, 84 throw on the run.
What's his speed?
Under pressure. Let me pull it up. Parker Sheffield's got 84 speed, 87 excel, 88 agility.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. That's
41
about the
trucking,
so
though, so, is he that good?
Well, I'll tell you
Watson.
what. He's not going to be running through zone. Yeah, it looks like the man Watson was a little bit bigger, rounder, a little stout. I don't know if he had the agility, excel, and speed that this guy's got. Parker Sheffield, I don't know much about him, but he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy and playing for MBL's America's team, so maybe he can get it done. They need it right now. The Giants are the reigning Super Bowl champions. That's got to leave a bad taste in your mouth. You've been to the big show twice. You came away with nothing this cycle. The Dallas Cowboys trying to get it back, regain not only the NFC North, but regain their top upon the NFC and get back to that Super Bowl and this time get the job done. I think they're thinking with this franchise quarterback, it might happen. And you know what that means for Dakota Prescott. He got
See ya. Bye, Felicia. As we're into the second round, more screenshots coming in. This is the first of the Carolina Panthers picks. 2 picks in the first round. They go with the strong safety Taylor Dickerson, 87 speed, 78 zone coverage, 90 acceleration, 82 overall. Bomber, this is, I think, maybe the problem. Lip has talked about it in past rookie drafts, about taking safeties in the first round. They're all sort of the same. Good speed, good acceleration, decent coverages. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of safeties like that. A lot of safeties have those sort of numbers.
Safety, I think, is much more valuable this cycle, having an elite one. So if it's going to be a star or superstar dev, that's very important to me. Once you get down to the quick devs, it's less important for me to take one in the first round. And right here, this is a solid safety, but there's a lot of solid safeties out there that are going to have better coverages right now. Now, the ability to develop this guy is going to be key. If he can somehow get himself up to star or superstar, that can strengthen the process. We got to ask in the chat. It looks like we got to ask about, is this an auto-generated draft, or do you guys have a certain draft class? This is auto-generated. That's coming from Joe. Shout out to Joe. Appreciate the subscription here on the MBL Network. Just a quick little question he was asking there. Wanted to get that out the way. Shout out to the MBL Cardinals for draft subscribing on Twitch Prime.
Kenny K saying, get Tebow. That'd be, just take him. He'd be great. Let's see. We got more screenshots coming in. Appreciate, again, everybody send those in. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this Saturday night. The season 37 MBL rookie draft. Let's go to Minnesota, one of your division mates.
I don't think so. Minnesota, let me check. I don't think he's in the division.
He's definitely
he
there.
is. He is. He's there. Okay,
He tries really hard. They want wide receiver.
I didn't know I knew Tal was somewhere at AFC and he's in my division. That's right.
He's right there.
Yeah. Okay.
They go wide receiver. This was a very shallow top end of the wide receiver draft. Not a lot of great wide receivers.
And this is exactly what we expected, OSU. 89 speed, 88 acceleration, agility 87. That is exactly what we saw from this draft, and that was the concern a lot of people had. This is very similar to an NFL draft we had when the Vikings drafted, I can't, the name of the wide receiver is coming up short right now. Very similar style players. Just bigger wide receivers or even smaller wide, just not the just end-to-end speed that we're used to seeing. That really makes you think this guy can stand out. That's why we're not seeing as many wide receivers drafted here in the first round. But Malcolm Carlson right there, solid player. He's got ability, but definitely not a top first-round grade talent that you really want to have on your ball club week 1. And he's probably going to be battling for that number 3, number 4 spot at wide receiver. Treadwell is who the steel ball run is saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Bomber, are you watching the stream?
I am.
I'm about to pull up the picture of Rustabusta's screenshot, which I think we made fun of him last year for it, and he has learned nothing in a year.
Okay.
Just get ready.
What is his screenshot from his phone?
Yeah, that's
Rusta, why don't you? The screenshot is supposed to be from the Xbox.
Just
Double click the X button.
Not hard.
Why don't he just put his face in there if he's gonna just do
might
as well
selfie it.
Might as well selfie yourself.
Come on, Rusta, it's been a year. This, by the way, is the speed cheese wide receiver that he drafted 74 overall. He's 93 speed, 90 acceleration. But
one of those guys that thinks he's bought. Here's Rustabusta in a nutshell. He's bought into the hype of the camera on his phone, and he believes there's no way we can tell the difference between a screenshot 1080p pixel picture from the Xbox and the one on his phone from his Android. And he really, honestly believes, that you can't tell the difference.
I would like to point out, though, you couldn't tell because those pictures were so small and they were so low quality, but the speed cheese wide receiver he tried to pick, which we all knew when it was a 74 overall in the first round. He has 93 speed, 90 acceleration. His agility, 80.
Yeah, and we knew that. And we knew that going in. It's not to say he ran the fastest 40, but when you look at his shuttle time, you could see that the agility and even acceleration was going to be a dip off from the 40 time. That's why I said a lot of these receivers are going to struggle in the MBL. They're definitely not first-round grades. I think Tout actually got a better one that's much lower in speed, but he has more dependable hands, and his speed and excel isn't too bad if he's inside, but you're not going to get a first-round grade out of these guys, and both of them kind of reached.
We got more screenshots coming in.
Joe in the chat said that's a 144p camera right there that he's got.
Got that flip phone camera, baby. Let's roll. Let's go to New Orleans. They took a, was it a halfback? Yes, more stuttered halfback for the New Orleans Saints. 90 speed, 88 excel, 89 agility. This guy clearly a smaller back with that 57 trucking, 56 strength, 84 spin move, 78 juke move. Bomber, this guy is perfectly okay, but probably not a first-round graded halfback.
All right, Rusta, first of all, Rusta's in the chat saying the Xbox is not recovering my captures. Then you need to delete some of the pictures you're probably full. Or part two, you need to go to those pictures and send them to your OneDrive. Then you can pull them up off xboxdvr.com if you want to. Morris stuttered. Looks like he's...
by the way,
stuttered.
He was ranked 63rd in true talent and drafted at 20.
Well, once again,
5'10", 207.
Chasing something here, not surprising with the New Orleans Saints. There's an agenda of one attribute that he needs to have, that he's looking for, that I don't believe he accomplished with this reach pick. Trying to get a halfback, I don't think Studdard's the guy. Number 37, I just don't see anything that really jumps off the page there and goes, wow. That's definitely a quarterback, and his hands are to the side. Does that mean he's a normal dev, or is he just in transition? I'm not sure.
He is indeed normal dev.
It just is not much there. But then again, you play with certain players, and they're better for you. You had a halfback last season that was around that speed and excel for the Oakland Raiders that you really liked, and he handled well, and you felt like he was a nice moving player, and that's what you find. I mean, I'm playing with Malik Ali, 89 speed. I think he moves phenomenal for me. I mean, I would like to see the speed a little bit higher. He can get a boost every now and then. That would be nice, but he hasn't got one yet. But I think
get Clint on the phone. Good. Get Malik Ali a point or two in speed.
Malik Ali, I need you to search his name in your database. Bump him up one or two speed points. That would be nice to see. Thank you very much. But I think everybody has different styles and what you're looking for, and it's all about control and the ability to change direction. So, you're going to have to give that guy an opportunity, Stutter, to come and give him some carries in preseason, check him out early in the season. But right now, nothing attribute-wise jumps off at the screen. And normal dev, I'm not really liking that. I mean, I really love normal dev.
I'm pulling up more Stutter one more time, but Rustabusta just resent his screenshot. And
is it the actual...
He got sassy in it, and by the way, his subject line was better.
Oh man, Rusta. The quality, it's just quality assurance. That's it. Not personal. It's nothing against your phenomenal phone that you probably paid about $1,000 for.
Oh my God, it is better, but the wide receiver is not though at 80 agility. He is not better. He didn't get better with a better screenshot. He's actually still garbage. That 80 agility is going to hurt. That's going to be hard. His out routes, all that stuff. He's going to be a fly. He's going to be Josh in Mutt Squads. Just fly routes. Just run straight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's going to have. The ability to run a post, anything with any kind of breaking route which is every route, he's going to struggle. He's just not going to be able to turn his hips, very stiff. I'm not liking this pick at all for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Way, I was thrown off by the 80 agility. Next to it, it says 68 release. He's going to get pressed up.
I don't think he's going to play much. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Obviously, a very strong arm, Zach Hartley for the Los Angeles Chargers, a phenomenal pick, but that was the first overall pick. It's hard to really whiff on that unless you're the San Francisco 49ers and you're Darth Ben. They have a franchise quarterback in the Chargers. They're trying to say, hey, Hartley, we're investing in you by investing in these guys you're going to be throwing it to. Right there, just kind of a swing and a miss for the Los Angeles Chargers. Maybe they'll get it back in the next round.
Jamie in the chat says 4 verts, Bills verts, Bucks verts, Pats verts. Yep, that's what they're running with Keydron Humes. One of the other halfbacks taken, the second pick by Darth Ben and the San Francisco 49ers. 86 speed, 88 excel, 86 agility. His strengths are in carrying at 89. No spin move, no juke move. This guy is apparently a bowling ball. This is C.J. Anderson, but slightly smaller, I think. Let me see what his vitals are.
No elusiveness. Obviously, a strength-driven halfback there. First pick in the second round. That's not good. If I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan of the MBL, I'm looking around at our front office and I'm going, really, guys? Really? 0-16? We got another team going 0-16 in the AFC. They're bringing in Baker Mayfield. They're running parades. They're saying we're winning more than a game this season, maybe 2, not much more. But they're happy. They're excited. They're drafting good, feeling good, looking good. And here we are in San Francisco, a much better city than Buffalo. Got nothing. What's going on in San Francisco? This is not a good look. All those picks in the first round, and it just seems to be bust after bust after bust. And it's not looking good. Yeah, but Rusta Busta, it's not good to have bust in your name, in your gamer tag on draft day. It's just not a good sign either. So maybe that's where you got that wide receiver from.
More screenshots coming in. Appreciate everybody sending those in. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. As let's go to Philadelphia. They went with middle linebacker Nate Nickerson, which just a great name in general. Good. My controller disconnected, by the way. Great, just a great phonetically sounding name in Nate Nickerson. Middle linebacker, 85 speed, 82 excel. Those are pretty good numbers for middle linebacker. 90 pursuit, little low on play rec and awareness. 73 zone coverage. So, Bomb is 80 overall linebacker. Is this a coverage guy? Is this a blitzer? What do you see from Nate Nickerson in Philly?
Yeah, I'm looking at the hit power being 87, so it's a guy that can make a play in the open field and lay the lumber and potentially get a fumble. I like to see how old he is actually, and I don't know his development trait. 80 overall is a great overall to start with, and 73 zone coverage, OSU, that's not bad. If I'm starting with a rookie with 73 zone coverage, I'm feeling, what do you feel he's going to be at after 3 years? 85, 84? And there's an opportunity to get there, and once I see his development trait, I'll know a little bit more. I have no
idea what his development is. He didn't say that one.
But to get to that point, I think 73 is a great starting point. I mean, Gerard Davis started with 48, and this is not an over-exaggeration either. That's too low. 60, I think, sets you back a year. I think starting at 73, you're going to start noticing OSU around 78, 79. Much better zone play from this player. I just feel like 76 to 80 plays pretty good. It plays solid, and everything above 80 is going to play really good for you. And then once you get over 90, obviously great.
As we are halfway through the second round, we'll be with you probably just a little after the 9 o'clock hour here on the MBL Season 37 Rookie Draft. Continuing to go through screenshots of this generated rookie
Are we not
going
to bring up the fact that the Cardinals actually went to a party with Dracula yesterday? A Valentine's Day party?
I'm sorry, what?
You didn't see that picture?
I did not.
All right, so there's a picture going around of Serp and his buddy at some they made the wine bar, I think, into the Valentine's Day party, obviously. And they're all wearing red. And his buddy, I mean, he looks exactly like Dracula. Like the guy's coming for blood. And I thought maybe you saw it. It was a very funny picture. We'll get it for you in Group Me. Let's go ahead and continue.
October, by the way, said that linebacker is quick dev. We've seen a lot of quick dev guys. Not a lot of star dev, not a lot of superstar, a lot of quick dev as we continue forward. Let's go to Tennessee, who had a whale of a free agency bomber. If you look at their team, by the way, I think he has upwards of 15 guys who have no bonus because funds in Tennessee were as hard to come by as Baker Mayfield in Indianapolis. It was almost impossible. they traded back in the draft to try to get to save some of those funds that they newly had after getting fired. They go with, by the way, a guy whose name is Samuel Fenderson, which sounds like me making up a name for a guy named Samuel Henderson. Not Samuel Henderson, but his name rhymes with Samuel Fenderson. 81 speed, 84 excel.
I was away from the mic.
It's just
that is a horrible. And we've seen. I mean, all right. Well, let's take a second to talk about before we get into this guy. I mean, we've seen some horrible auto-created names, and that's honestly some of them.
Brock.
And there's and while I build to that name, obviously the little spoiler alert there. There's been names that have been hilariously horrible, but there's only been one name that we've actually ever had to say, all right, go ahead and change it. Actually, two names. There was actually two names. There was one that was named after like a position, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Loeb. His last name was Loeb.
Yeah, his last name was LOLB because he was a left outside linebacker, and so we allowed people to change that one. We don't allow you to change any other names except for Unisolated, who his name was Brock, and of course that was the one time in which he decided, of course I'm going to argue here, I want to keep that name, but everything else he'd want to change, right? So those are two little funny stories here in the MBL dealing with auto-generated things. Sometimes you become the last name of the position you play, or you just become the last name of your first name, and we've seen that happen twice.
I will say, not only is Samuel Fenderson an absolutely ridiculous name, I'm not 100% convinced that Unisolated didn't pick him because he loves Curtis Samuel, and he's like, the Samuel connection, let's go. He's going to try to put him on the offensive side of the ball. Middle linebacker, 81 speed, 84 excel. 74 play rec, nice out of the box, 83 pursuit, 81 zone coverage. This guy is going to be really good in the middle of that defense, playing in some of those Tampa 2 cover 3 looks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so as well. Not a bad player. The Titans are kind of in a rebuild situation right now. I think they're going to be looking to compete for that division in about 2 seasons. They have a lot of young talent because I think that maturation of this young talent will come to life in about 2 seasons, and that's their best chance to jump the Colts and the Jags. As dominating as the Colts have been in this division, they've won 3 division titles. The Jaguars have won 1. I think this is the most open division in the league in the sense of the teams at the top aren't really they don't really have dominating rosters anymore. I mean, the Jaguars are down from an 80. They started with a 90. They've seen their roster get up to a 94. On overalls. All these teams are down right now. There's an opportunity to build a team here and in 2 to 3 seasons have an opportunity to just completely dominate towards the end of this cycle.
Now we're going to go from an absolutely horrible name to a great name. Just everybody prepare yourselves for this one. Long Victorian is an amazing name.
Is that alignment? Is it a lineman?
Outside linebacker. And that's beautiful. Long Victorian quick dev for the Baltimore Ravens.
It definitely sounds like a type of vehicle from like the 80s body style.
It definitely sounds like an 1884 porn star's name. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is.
Long Victorian, huh?
It's just
who drafted him?
By the way, the Cardinals took a kicker in the 2nd round.
I can't speak for Serpent. He's going to defend that, I'm assuming.
J.W. Vance, the kicker out of Nevada in the 2nd round.
Yep. So not only did he take a kicker early, he's got to pay him 2nd round money the whole time.
80 speed, 85 excel, 84 tackle, 88 hit power. So with tackle and hit power at the front, you got to think this guy is a run-stopping linebacker. Not great moves at the linebacker position. You'd like to see in the 60s, but decent play rec. Good strength, though, at 88. Bomber, this guy is going to be a beast coming off the edge in Baltimore.
Yeah, you get him outside. You can put him at a little rush D end as well. He's going to be a good player, a solidified player. This team has done a great job. If you're going to look at the Baltimore Ravens and say, why did they pick Nate Logan last year, 1st round pick, wide receiver? It's not going to work out. He's having injury issues. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked great. One thing you can really give a plus on about these Baltimore Ravens is they actually draft defense exceptionally well. And these guys find themselves on the field. I mean, arguably they have the 2 best safeties playing on the same team in the backfield in Baltimore. They have great cornerbacks. Now they're building that outside linebacker core. I like what's going on in Baltimore, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Shadow just gifted me the picture of Dracula. And I think it's only fair that everyone sees how good this picture is. Look at that. First of all, that suit is beautiful. I love a good red suit. Holding an entire bottle of wine.
And I like his buddy in the sense of like, I mean, he's obviously Dracula and he's not doing anything to really hide it. So he knows you need to stay a teeth's length away from him because he will, he will come for your blood. And that's something he's not hiding. So he's not trying to be undercover. He obviously is someone that casted for True Blood during their 10 seasons of high popularity. But now he's at a Valentine's Day party.
That's just absolutely beautiful. That's 9 o'clock hour. We're moving through the second round of the MBL Season 37 rookie draft. As we appreciate everybody sending in their screenshots of their players. I think Bomber, we had some expectations going into this draft about how crazy it would be with the number of quarterbacks in the first round, and the number of talent elsewhere, top round talent that would get passed over for teams that need quarterbacks. Yeah. But I think overall, it's sort of been a little bit of a dud. There hasn't been anything overwhelming in terms of talent in this draft.
It's kind of a draft in which it was quarterback heavy, and that's what they gave us. And the quarterbacks are good. Even the quarterbacks, we don't see any just stand out. Even though I think the Pittsburgh Steelers ran away with the best quarterback. I'm going to put that out there right now. I think it's Thomas. I can't remember the last name. Yeah, Thomas Cook. That's what I thought it was. I just wasn't sure. That's a smooth name. He looked like he had some swag. That kid looks like he could be a star. Now, everywhere else, it's just kind of, if you reach, you're really getting burned right now. You just need to stay home. Pick what it is. Hopefully you can develop these guys, but reaching in a draft like this is the wrong thing to do, and everybody who's reached so far, OSU, has been punished. But as far as the talent going first-round grades, maybe not as good. And maybe people who kind of got out of this, who didn't need a quarterback, were really smart to get out of the first round of the draft.
Let's take a look at who the New York Giants selected with the final pick of the first round. They also went quarterback. With Graham Foote, 88 throw power, 76 deep, 88 mid, 88 short, 85 play action. Bomber, I think the short answer is, Cook, I think, pretty unequivocally was the best talent-wise. As for the other 5, 6 quarterbacks, they're all built fairly identically. Some changes in throw power. You see some in the 90s, some in the 80s, some changes in accuracies, some speed, but
a lot of West Coast style. Yeah. You're going to see the short and mid be pretty high. Good athleticism. The throw power is going to waver, as we said. We've seen as high as 92 with Thomas Cook, 90 with what Double-A brought to the Indianapolis Colts. Most guys 86 to 88. And that honestly, to me, I would probably say I stay away from 86 to 88 unless I had Aaron Rodgers like I did last season, and he was phenomenal at 86. He even went down to 84, didn't really notice the difference. He played good because he was on point. But I played this year with Phillip Rivers, and at 86, he wasn't bad at all. There was obviously limitations to certain things, but he wasn't as accurate as these quarterbacks are ideally going to be as they transition through their NBL career and become better and better. So right now, I'm liking the quarterbacks that people got, and I think that they obviously, they have West Coast in them. They can get outside of the pocket. There's some positives they can do, and there's some things they need to work on. But if I was any of these guys drafting a quarterback, I don't think I've got any busts so far.
The last screenshot we're going to look at before we get out of here and let you guys get back to your Saturday night might be what I'm going to sit here and say is the, so far in my mind from what I've seen, the best pick, I think, bang for your buck pick. And it's from the Pittsburgh Steelers, their second round pick. They went with a center. Name is Curtis Flemings. And this guy, 74 overall. And here's why I say he's the best. 81 pass block is pretty good. You got the 78 run block power, pass block power, 78 pass block finesse. But look at that, Bomber. Second round pick, 76 awareness for a rookie and quick dev. So many rookies we see coming out at the offensive line position come in with that 65 to 70 awareness, but coming in with a green awareness at center, this is a guy that shouldn't be able to be developed for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Absolutely. I think Pittsburgh's having a phenomenal draft so far. We already talked about Thomas Cook. Now we're talking about Curtis Flemings. He's got his arm crossed, so what does that mean? That means quick, right?
Quick dev, yeah.
I keep asking the same question overall. 88 strength center. This is a solid player on the offensive line. So you get a quarterback to come in, you say, hey, we're already looking to protect you, young fella. We're going to bring in another guy out of your class. He's going to be blocking for you. You guys can learn and grow together. I like what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing. Excited to see what they can put together this season.
All right, we're about to get out of here. So, Bomber, we've already talked about the winner of the draft. I think so far it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their first-round pick, very good. Their second-round pick, very good. Loser, for me, the LA Chargers for the speed cheese reach, 80 agility is almost unplayable at wide receiver, especially for a first-round pick. But for me, I look at the San Francisco 49ers with 3 first-round picks. I don't feel like they got a whole lot with those 3 picks.
Yeah, it just seemed like they really wanted to get into this draft very badly. And a lot of people towards the end of the first round, and these are the winning franchises from last season, they're looking around and going, yeah, I don't see what he sees in this draft. As far as drafting late in the first round, I might want to pass to get a first-round pick the next season. And the 49ers were saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. I need those picks. And they came away with kind of nothing. A swing and a miss here for the San Francisco 49er franchise. Looks like another losing season ahead for this team, unless somehow they start turning around and performing on the field better than they look on paper.
All right, well, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us for the MBL Season 37 Rookie Draft. A reminder of what's coming up, folks. Tuesday night, we're going to have our MBL Season Preview hosted by me, presented by our Bleach Report team. It's a lot of fun. We look at predictions for the upcoming season. Next Sunday, it's going to be the preview of building the franchise Carolina Panthers. Looking forward to that one.
Also, not to cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off here. Also, we have MBL Snaps coming out tomorrow night. It's going to be a snapshot journey through the last season. It'll end with the Super Bowl champion celebration of the New York Giants. But yes, that is coming out. It's an annual season show. It's coming out tomorrow. It's going to be on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. MBL Snaps, season 36, a snapshot journey through our entire season.
Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you hit that follow button so you know each and every time we go live with MBL Live or bonus coverage here on twitch.tv/MBL Network. We're going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. For my co-host Bomber, I am OSU. We will see you on Tuesday night for the MBL season preview and all throughout the season right here on the MBL Network.